Based in Klang Valley, Malaysia, InTune Outsourcing offers a complete finance and human resource business process outsourcing (BPO) solutions tailored to fit the needs of our clients. We have served clients from northern to central and southern region of Malaysia, as well as overseas clients from Indonesia, Singapore, Australia, and United Kingdom. With extensive experiences across online and offline businesses, chain businesses, non-government associations that spread across various industries such as food and beverage, education, IT, jewelry, security, fashion, healthcare, consulting, coaching, training, manufacturing, construction, development, property management, and many more under our belt, we are able to serve a wide range of customers from small, medium, to large businesses alike. Whether you are a startup enterprise or you operate on a much larger scale, our team of experienced professionals have the skills, capabilities, and flexibility to deliver and scale according to your specific needs based on an agreed plan and structure. As your strategic finance and HR partner, InTune assesses where your business is against your business directions and requirements to recommend effective solutions to bridge those gaps for you and your business to achieve your business goals and growth.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. Today we're going to talk about our Employee Self-Service System. In short, it's also known as ESS. Inside the ESS, we have the Employee Handbook, HR memos, pay slips, EA forms. All these employees can help themselves. They can refer to the Employee Handbook, any HR memos that has been issued throughout the year. They access their own pay slips, EA forms for the past years, and also they can self-update their personal details, like if they have a newborn or they have moved house, they need to update their address, any new skills or education acquired, they can also update inside the ESS. Any new achievements or trainings that they have attended, they can also update in this portal. On top of that, they can also view the calendar of all the public holidays that the company observes. Also, they can view who is on leave. Before the MCO, everything was in the office. It was on our server in the office, and we had a lot of difficulties accessing it during MCO. So after moving our payroll system to the cloud, it is now accessible from multiple locations. Any staff can process payroll while working from home. On top of that, we can also allocate multiple user access. Different levels of staff will have different level of use. We can assign simple user access or admin access so that they can do all their payroll work from home. Our e-payroll system can even do payroll recon and multiple report formats. In these multiple report formats, we can set by department, by location, by category, and all these will be especially helpful if you have many outlets that you want to see the report format by the outlet. How is each outlet performing? The e-leave system is a system to apply leave without filling up any forms. Imagine those days when you fill up forms and then you have to give to your supervisor to approve. Right now, it is all on the cloud. So you just apply leave and then your supervisor will get a notification to approve the leave. It is accessible 24/7 and you can track your leave balances on your own. You don't have to ask HR to let you know how many days leave left you have. The e-leave system can generate multiple report formats. It gives you an analysis on the frequent leave types as well, especially when an employee takes a lot of leave, unpaid leave or sick leave, and you want to know how many days has this person taken. So on top of that, employers have the option to set the leave policies, like how many days in advance to apply leave. They can set all sick leave must have an attachment of the MC.
If you're looking for a solution in human resource for your company, InTune is your best choice.
Good evening, everybody. It's time of the week again. It's InTune Freedom Series. It's designed to let SME owners to have freedom in their day-to-day business so that we, InTune, can take care of their back end for you. So today is going to be a very interesting topic. It's a bit longer than the usual because our team actually put in a lot of effort to get all the juice out from the budget. Okay, so my name is Alex Wong. I'm the marketing director and founder of InTune. And without further ado, let me bring in my colleague. Hi, Siok Teng.
Hello, Alex.
I'll let you introduce yourself, have some airtime.
Yeah, my name is Siok Teng. I'm accountant in InTune, mainly heading the finance team. So good to see everyone here.
Okay, let me bring another lady boss in.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lily. I'm the managing partner here. And as a profession, I'm a chartered accountant. Yeah, so we have 3 chartered accountants here on the show.
Whew, it's going to be heavy, isn't it? Okay, so today we're going to talk about budget, budget for SME. Every time we always tell our client, you must do your budget so then you know how the year go, where your income come from, and then how you're going to spend the budget. So even as a country, we have a budget, and I know it has taken us a bit of time to come to this point. Let's share a bit about what are some of the key elements from the budget that is relevant to the SME. So at least for our SME audience, they don't need to take the SME buku and baca page to page. I know even for us professionals to baca, we go haywire, with all our hair standing. So what's more with SME, right? So without further ado, what are some of the key points that, the biggie one that we can update our SME client?
Yeah, maybe I will start first. So I think what is useful in the budget is definitely we talk about the tax rate. And what we have seen in this budget 2023, which is they call it budget Madani, is the reduction in the income tax rate. So when we talk about reduction in income tax rate, of course, it will excite the business owners out there, because I think here's the good news. Of course, the budget is going by entity basis. That means that once a gem per heart will get the reduction of a sum. So what is the sum like? It is actually a reduce from 17% to 15% for the first 150K of the chargeable income. It used to be in YA 2022, the first 600K chargeable income is at 17%. So how much reduction are we talking about? It is per entity 3,000. 15% times 100, first 150K. So I think that is the good news about this budget. So
yeah, that would certainly put back a lot of some income back into the pocket of the SME business owner. Everything is rising. At least a portion of the tax is coming down. So thank you, LHDN, for that.
Yeah.
3,000 also very good already. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So maybe I talk about the next one. For SME that is going for listing, whether it is a lead market or whether it's an ace market, or even if it is a main market, the good news is, okay, used to be there is this, going for listing, it will definitely incur all these listing costs, like for example, qualifying expenses such as fees to authorities, professional fees, underwriting, placement, brokerage fees. All these are allowed for a deduction up to 1.5 million. So, okay, this is given. So what is new in the budget 2023? So first, the scope has expanded to main market, and we are talking about the technology-based company. So the government is actually encouraging technology-based company, go further. If you get bigger, this is some benefit that you can actually get. And then for lead and ace market, the benefit, the deduction is given for another 3 more years from YA 2023 until 2025. So that's the good news for company that's going big.
Wow, that's one of our goals, isn't it,
Yes.
support SME company becoming big. So naturally, as our SME becoming big, so now tech company, you now also get to enjoy some of the benefit, as Siok Teng said.
Absolutely. Yep. So what else? The government also is in the effort to focus for those going green efforts. So for those company that renting non-commercial electric vehicles, for this current 2023 budget, they will get a tax deduction up to 300K, yeah, with effect from 2023 to YA 2025. Before this, company that is renting non-commercial vehicle, for those, it depends on the vehicle lah, whether it's a 50K or 100K, the deduction is given up to 50 or 100K, depends on the cost of the motor vehicles. So the good news is, if company put effort to go and rent EV lah, electric vehicles, then it's up to 300K. It's slightly more.
Wow, that's per vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So Tesla is also launching this month, so it will be a great initiative for SME business owner to rent electric vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one all jive in with the news. I think recently, our PM only spoke to Tesla about them coming to invest in Malaysia. So now I see the linkage. Yeah, I see the linkage that electric vehicle will go big in Malaysia, not just as a hub for the producers of the cars, but also this is one of the incentives to promote the use of electric vehicle. So I think this incentive is huge. Yeah, from the normal 50K or 100K per vehicle, now the deduction up to 300,000.
Yeah, I think for the manufacturer, there are also other benefits. There are some incentive given, and also incentive given for the producer. Yeah.
Okay, good one. Yeah, whoever wants to actually buy a car, or I think in this context, rent a car and to use in their business, yeah, you can consider electric vehicle because you rent and you can also save some taxes along the way and at the same time.
Yeah, government also is putting some effort to add on the stops for the charging. It is also in one of the plans. So it is definitely a big effort in this area.
Really good to hear that, so that the car can go all the way, right? No need to worry about sangkut somewhere in the highway tak sampai destination. This is good. Okay, right.
Must budget the electric must budget.
Okay, I think I'm going to take the next point also on exemptions and deductions lah. So what we are seeing is that currently tax deduction is given to employers. That means businesses that employ senior citizens and ex-convict. Yeah. So if part of your staff force, you take in senior citizens and take in ex-convict as your worker, you have tax deduction. Yeah. But now in this budget 2023, they expanded it, expansion of the double deduction. Yeah, it's a double deduction to include to a wider scope, to include employment of inmates and ex-inmates. Yeah. So which are the people which is in the category of inmates and ex-inmates would be, people that came out from, example, Henry Gurney School under the Malaysian Prison Department. So after they come out, you employ them, you get a double deduction on the wages that you pay them. That came out from the Protection and Rehabilitation Institution, inmates and ex-inmates of care centers registered under the Social Welfare Department. So what I'm seeing as an accountant of this budget update is that it will be more inclusive, inclusive of this category of people, and to actually help them come back to work, come back into the workforce to be able to feed and fend for themselves by offering double deductions to companies that employ them. So this will be applicable for YA 2023, which is current year, up to YA 2025. Okay. So moving on to the next point on exemptions and deductions as well. So this is going to be an extension. Yeah. So currently it's already in place. So it's going to be extended for 2 more years. Extension of stamp duty exemption for instruments relating to restructuring or rescheduling of loan and financing agreements. So exemption. So put it in a layman. If a SME has a loan agreement or has a financing facility in place, and if the company wants to restructure it could be to lengthen the period of payment, to reduce the monthly repayment, or in any way, restructure it. So whatever the stamp duty that is going to be levied on the agreement, on the loan agreement. So 100% of the stamp duty will be exempted. 100% of the stamp duty of these loan agreement, financial agreements, financial instruments will be exempted. The loan agreement between borrowers and the financial institutions. So there are a few conditions that is in place before this 100% stamp duty exemption is applicable. So number one is the original instrument. So before this one, the original loan agreement, the original instruments has already been duly stamped. And the second one is that the instrument of loan or financing agreement relating to the restructuring or rescheduling does not contain element of additional value to the original loan or financing agreement. So to put it in a simpler manner, what it says is that, for example, the previous loan that this company gotten is 1 million. Monthly repayment, let's say 7,000. And because of various scenarios, this company wants to, let's say, pay lesser on a monthly repayment a month. So they can go to the bank to get this restructured, and this 100% duty exemption apply if there is no additional facility. That means they don't increase from 1 million to 1.2 million. That means it remains the same loan amount, but just vary the repayment amount or repayment tenure. So extension of another 2 years. So it was already in place. So tambah another 2 years for 2023 and 2024. So these are some of the deductions that is applicable. The next one, I'm going to grant. Grant. So what are some of the grants in place to promote businesses or to help SMEs? The first one is grant for digitalization of business. I think we hear a lot about governments focusing or emphasizing on digitalization, automation, and all. The government give out a lot of grants. So one of it is grant SME digitalization grant scheme. Cannot come out by MDEC. So government through MDEC allocated 100 million of this grant. So what happens is that MDEC will give out a matching grant of 5,000 ringgit for SMEs that actually buy new software to digitize their business. Example, POS system, point of sale system, accounting system, payroll system, inventory management. Let's say I go to a vendor, I used to calculate payroll in Excel. Now I want to buy a payroll software. So if the payroll software cost me, let's say, 10,000 ringgit, so this MDEC can give a matching grant of up to 5,000. So if it's 3,000, then the matching grant will be 3,000 ringgit.
Good news to them, right?
Sorry?
Good news to them. Good news to them.
Yes, it
Because,
is a very good news.
Because first, I think if they turn digitalized, whatever headache that they have on Excel, on top of their effort to, go IT savvy, it actually have a fund from government to actually help them, right? To remove their headache.
Yes.
The post accounting and inventory system is something that is so common, that is so needed in the business. So I think government is seeing that this is really helping the business owner outside.
Yes, that's right. Because sometimes SME business, they look very tightly at the budget. ask them to, hey, don't use Excel lah, go and use accounting system. The boss will go, hey, very expensive lah, cannot. No, now with this graph, so cannot say it's expensive because the government is giving you money for you to actually level up your business. Yeah. Okay. And then, the next grant that I'm going to talk about is for tourism and culture activities. So in the entire cake or entire budget that is allocated is 250 million. Yeah. The purpose of it is to promote tourism in Malaysia. And then matching grant of 115 million to collaborate with tourism and culture industry is allocated lah. So for those who are in the tourism or culture industry, keep a lookout. Find out more information about this grant that you can apply to help you propel your business. The purpose of it is actually for the SMEs or the businesses to carry out promotional activities, organize events, and on top of promote charter flights to Malaysia. So when I see this budget, so what I'm seeing is that government is promoting inbound tourists from around the world to Malaysia to bring in the revenue as well. Yeah. Okay, I think a little bit off track, but relating to tourism and culture as well, because when I was filling up my personal income tax, and doing the submission in the last 2 months ago, so I also realized that government give us money, to go cuti Malaysia. So the hotel bills that, let's say we cuti in Malacca, we also have a tax deduction. So that's on the personal level, and just now what I mentioned was on the company level lah. Okay, the next grant that I want to talk about is for agriculture activities. Yeah, agriculture activities. So the cake that is allocated is 50 million, matching grant as well. Matching grant means I come up with 1 ringgit, the government comes up with 1 ringgit, give us the grant 1 ringgit. Yeah, so 50 million matching grant for those in the agriculture industry, for them to do what? Yeah, for them to up level their business. To automate the farming sector, use robotic in farming, use machines, and also use AI in their farming and agriculture activities. So those who are in the agriculture sector, keep a lookout. Go and find out more information about how this grant can help you in your tanam activities. Okay. Yeah, I think I covered the 3 grants that is applicable for businesses.
Alex, you're muted.
There's a lot of freebie in the government sector. So SME, if you're in the agriculture, it's high time to upgrade your thing. I remember watching a YouTube about some of these Japanese company, even their strawberry farm is so high tech. They have monitor that measure the temperature, the moisture, and the nutrient. And as a result, right, 1 or 2% can actually run the entire strawberry farm. So yeah, so these are some of the support that Malaysia have in place in terms of agriculture or even tourism. Tourism is still one of the biggest sector in most countries in terms of generating GDP. So of course, with our ringgit so excitingly low now, definitely it will be a plus point for tourism to come in. So yeah, it's also time for those who are in the tourism and culture to create, all this activity that can be paid for by the government in terms of matching grant. So what else are there in the goodie bag? So we have talked about 8 in the goodie bags. Are there more in the goodie bag? SME, they always want more. You tell them 8 are 5 only are not enough. So of course they want to know what else are they available for SME.
Okay, maybe I'll talk about the next one. I think apart from the grants, there's also financing that is available for the SME, and mainly it is provided by Bank Negara Malaysia and also Bank Simpanan Nasional, and it covers quite a wide area. Like for example, 300 million is allocated to support the business owned by women and also youth entrepreneur. Youth entrepreneur means those aged between 15 to 40. Yeah. And also BSN provides more than 1 billion with a focus on micro and also SMEs, small medium entity, and hawkers. So that means the government don't really look at only a certain area. They also really go deep down to those day-to-day operation, which include hawkers. Yeah. Yeah, then another one would be Tekun, the Tabung Ekonomi Kumpulan Usaha Niaga, to provide 330 million, including 10 million to youth from those underprivileged background, including the capital to venture delivery services using motorcycles. I think which is very common now. Post MCO during MCO, we are so used to order Grab, Food Panda, no? So these are the people that government trying to help, which I think it is absolutely timely because post MCO, I still order Grab, so lazy, or actually it's providing more choices of food without going out to the 3 or 5 km. It become a habit lah. So I think it's still opportunity for those like youth lah, really to explore this area. Yeah. Then next, on top of all the financing, government also fund the driving test for B50 youth. That means B2 motorcycle license, taxi, bus, e-hailing licenses. These are things that government is ready to fund. Okay. And then on top of that, BNM also will give up to 2 billion support for those sustainable technology startups to help SME to implement low carbon practice in the business. Yeah. And then apart from that, BNM also give up to 1 billion to support MSME on the automation of the business processes and digitalize operation. And also government will give agro-food financing scheme up to 1 billion to increase the productivity and also the business planning in this area, agro-food. Yeah. So the financing part is covering quite widely, which I think government is really putting effort to go down to the day-to-day life of the rakyat. That's what I'm seeing in the budget. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. I think where I'm also seeing when you mention Siok Teng, right? I think recognizing that the gig economy, becoming Grab drivers and all is going to be a big part of the economy. Driving test also government fund. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in a way, it's very helpful because when they are young and say they are, gathering the capital to start the business is so tough. But this is something that's doable. As long as you have a motor, you have a license, just go for it. Yeah.
True. Yes. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, taking me for example, I order Food Panda for my mom in Kampong, and it's so convenient. Yeah, so it can be. It is something that is a business opportunity for these people. So when I see this, right, I feel so relieved that government is really putting some effort and it is something that's so relevant to day-to-day life.
Yes, that's right. I think now the question is all these micro SMEs and all these people in a gig economy, they got to find a way to find out, where can they get this funding? Where can they get this financing? So the money is there. So they need to go and apply for it. And I really hope that government make it an easy path for them to enjoy all this that's already allocated by maybe reducing the paperwork and the conditions in getting all this grant and financing.
Yeah.
Okay. Interestingly, I just met some of the branch manager in BSN. They are having this as their give back to the people program, like what Siok Teng was saying. From what I heard, they will guide them through some paperwork process for those who are existing in order to qualify. So it's not an extensive paper as compared to a traditional loan, because they're coming from is microcredit. So they already understand that they cannot expect the hawker to have a POS system and a bank statement. So they have other ways to support them, and the criteria to lending is actually much, much lower. Example, if you are giving a 14 or 15-year-old a license fee and a motorbike, what documentation is actually to initiate the startup for them, to give them a kickstart, so that at least they know that they don't have to be totally reliant on just their parent, and they can actually contribute and support while having a vehicle to move around. And I think this is part of the initiative that is put in place. So for those who don't really know, a good place to start will be Bank Simpanan Nasional. It's not the most prominent bank, but it's definitely one of the most supportive banks. And for microcredit, SME, or all this startup, right, BSN is really the bank to go through, because it's 50% owned by Bank Negara. So they are the channel to execute some of this financing that is available for you. So that is actually a great place to start for those who are not sure where and how to start. Okay.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that we could give to our SME?
Still got one more. Just now we talked about financing. So the headache part is where to get the guarantor. So okay, so the guarantee, of course, for the budget 2023, the good news is there's some improved government guarantee scheme, which is guaranteed by Syarikat Jaminan Pembiayaan Perniagaan, SJPP, up to 20 million in SME loans. So if these people need, okay, this is where they can go to lah, right? And then, of course, the government guarantee, but for this loan, the key focus area would be key sectors like, for example, high-tech, agriculture, tourism, manufacturing. So these are the key areas that they will focus on. On top of this SJPP, government also extended the financing for those guarantor to cover some non-bank institution, like for example, credit leasing companies and cooperatives. So I think that will actually lessen the burden of rakyat. If cannot get guarantor, at least they can actually go to the bank like BSN and ask who can I turn into for my micro loan. Yeah, and government also is setting up some digital economy center for those small outskirt areas, so that people can get to actually use the facility for applying if need be lah. Yeah. So one of the things that government actually is also thinking about, which is the infrastructure part of it. Yep. So I think yeah, that is the sharing from my end.
Wow, look like the two beautiful ladies have covered sufficient. You have at least 11 points to work on SME. So, well, take all our information. Note that this information is extracted from various sources, and definitely the two ladies have, especially Siok Teng, has put in a lot of effort to verify the information to be as accurate, as reliable as possible. But note that InTune, we are not able to guarantee the completeness, because sometimes certain category has a lot of information due to the nature. So we request SME or the audience to actually seek the necessary verification and validation of the information that we have given. And definitely in certain area, InTune is there able to provide small things like, SME, what is your tax, the saving, that will be easy, listing, that is something very straightforward. Yeah, rental of electric vehicle is very straightforward. The double tax deduction is also very straightforward. So where it is not so straightforward, please, we request SME or the audience to go and verify your sources, and yeah, come and talk to us in areas that we can support you. In terms of what we do, we cover both accounting and HR. We basically take care of your accounts for you. We are like your finance department, and you outsource the whole thing. Siok Teng will be there to ensure that your accounts and compliance are in place. And of course, we also cover the HR side via our another HR manager, that we can do recruitment as well as taking care of your payroll for you, so that you then can focus on your business. So with that, let's have a closing statement. Lily, let's start with you. any closing statement for our SME?
Okay, so for our SME viewers and listeners out there, every budget would have something like some goodies for everyone. So you have SME business owners, and also if on a personal level, when the budget is announced, so keep a lookout for it. Yeah, whether it's big or small, if government allocate this goodie, go and get it. Go and enjoy it. Yes, I want to give credit to Siok Teng for preparing the materials. She went through many sources, verify, put it in pointer form, and I am a co-speaker. Using her material, I'm a co-speaker for this session. Yes.
Okay, Siok Teng, any closing statement or any closing information to wrap up today's session?
Yeah. Actually, Budget 2023, after reading, I really feel that there's a lot of area that government actually put in effort. So for those who wish to go and read, just Google Budget 2023. There's a speech by the PM. Read the summary at the back. There's a lot of things inside. It is in summarized form. So whichever, industry you're in, just look out for the appendices at the back. So something that is useful to you, you may want to do further research to, like what Lee mentioned, to go and get it, so that it will be useful for you, and you can really reap the fruits of the budget that the government intend to prepare for the rakyat. Yeah. And of course, government have got focus on a few areas. If you are in the area, please put some effort to go and get whatever that is useful. So I think then it is very meaningful. The budget is not remain here as a talking point, but it is really turned into benefit that will either save your cost, or or help you to digitalize, or actually you can actually use the grant or get some financing that is useful to you. Use whatever means that is really will help your
Available.
business.
Yeah.
Yep. This is my closing speech.
Okay, thank you. With that, signing off. So we're going to sign off with a video, and we hope to catch you soon. InTune Freedom
Bye.
Series. Bye.
InTune Outsourcing is providing you a full scope of accounting from A to Z, exactly like an accounting department with a CFO, but not based in your office. InTune enters supplier invoices into accounts payable and do reconciliation with suppliers to make sure that our records are correct. InTune also processes payments to suppliers, staff, and expenses, updating sales invoices into accounts receivable, including collection received, providing statement of accounts to clients so that they can collect and chase money from their customers, providing the financial reports, including but not limited to profit and loss, balance sheets, cash flow, debtors and creditors aging, advisory and financial coaching, including presentation of accounts, highlighting key areas and key analytics to improve and grow clients' businesses. At the year end, we represent our clients to work with their auditors and tax agents for compliance matters. InTune also represent our clients to deal with different bodies and agencies such as Income Tax Office, Customs Department, EPF, SOCSO, and other authorities for matters relating to finance, business, and HR. So if you're still facing accounting problems, you need a professional like InTune to help you. Well, get InTune to fine-tune your decision.